What's up, everybody? This is your boy Uber Hikari, aka the Nerd Nigga, here to bring you another video with no frills, just the analysis. And today I'm here to bring you a channel update video. So, first of all, before I get into this update video, I just want to say thank you to all of my subscribers, everybody who liked my videos when I came back, everybody who commented on my videos, everybody who throughout this whole hiatus left me comments on my videos asking me to come back, and it just really showed me how much I was appreciated in this community. So for that, I thank you really from the bottom of my heart, because I really love making videos if it's if it's not obvious to people, and to just feel that sort of appreciation and sometimes even admiration, it really feels good. So thank you for that. All right, so in this video, I will be addressing pretty much all questions related to the upcoming content on my channel. So everything after this should be pretty straightforward. So first, let's talk about The Walking Dead. I'm not reviewing. I can't even get it out before I start laughing. I'm not reviewing the show anymore. And I know this is very disappointing to a lot of my loyal fans and subscribers out there in the Walking Dead Nation, but I can't do it anymore. I mean, let's just be honest here. Every season, the show gets worse and worse and worse. And it's not like it's a little bit worse. It's like it's a lot worse, like really, really bad. To the point where right now it's just downright awful. I mean, it's really bad. And I know there's a lot of Walking Dead fans out there, and I don't mean to rain on your parade. If you like the show, you like the show. I can't say anything about that. But at this point, it's not even a question of whether or not you like the show. It's a question of quality. And the show is just downright awful. And I could honestly see myself reviewing a show that I didn't like if it was good. So I can see myself doing that. But I can't review a show that I don't like and that's bad. Like I don't even like the show anymore because it's so bad. And this doesn't even have anything to do with any comparisons to the comic books. Just the TV show in its own right at this point is just bad. It's just so bad that I don't like it anymore. And I can't review something that I don't like and that's bad in terms of quality. That's just a bad mix. Can't do it. Therefore, the only reason why I'm not even reviewing The Walking Dead anymore is because I'm literally not watching the show anymore. Like, I dropped it months ago. I dropped it even before the mid-season finale came on. Even before that. I dropped it like 2 weeks before that. Like 3 weeks before that, I dropped the show. I mean, I'm not even watching the show anymore. And I tried. I tried to come back. I tried to watch it. After the mid-season finale, I got a lot of people sending me PMs telling me the show is better. The mid-season finale was actually worth it. It was good. You know, it wasn't awesome, but it was at least good. So I figured, okay, I'll give the show another shot. So I gave the show a second chance. I tried to watch it, and I got to episode 7, right to the part where the governor kills Martinez. And I said, this is bullshit. I stopped the video, turned it off, deleted it. Like, it was just awful. The whole scenario with the governor and Martinez made no sense. None whatsoever. Martinez knows that the governor is a sociopathic mass murderer. Not only does he trust the governor and bring him into his group, not only does he allow the people in the governor's new group to live with the impression that the governor is actually some type of good guy. Not only does Martinez get drunk with the governor by himself, not only does he give the governor a golf club, but he turns his back on him. I mean, if you can't see how much of a contrived plot device that is, I can't help you. I know it's a contrived plot device. I know it's bullshit, so I can't watch it. Because it's just downright awful writing. Just downright awful writing. So The Walking Dead, kaput. Done. Over. Not even watching the series anymore. Attack on Titan. Let's talk about that. So I know I've written about this in the comment section of my last Attack on Titan chapter review video, but in case you didn't see that, I'll just say it right now. I'm not reviewing the anime, or at least the first season of the anime. I'm not reviewing the rest of the first season of the anime. For right now, I'm only reviewing the manga, which I plan on continuing to do, and that shouldn't be too much of a toll or a task because it's a monthly series, so I can put out one video a month for that. So I plan on continuing to do that, and those videos should be pretty consistent because I think the views justify me putting in that kind of work, and also because it's not that big of a task and it's not out of my way because I also love Attack on Titan. So there you have it. Also, a couple of months back, I got some PMs from some people telling me about how Hajime Isayama decided to change the ending of Attack on Titan, and they wanted my opinion on that. So just to give you my quick opinion on that, I don't really care as long as it's good. I know I sort of have built up a reputation for being a reviewer who's all about dark tropes or dark motifs. But in all honesty, I mean, even though I prefer those kind of dark stories, I don't think that they're necessary for a quality story. So as long as the story is still good, I don't care how Isayama changes it. The only thing I would say is that, even though I would prefer obviously a darker ending, it all depends on what in which direction he takes the ending in the manga, and whether or not the ending is justified by the narrative up to that point. As long as the narrative is consistent and plausible, and as long as it's still quality work, I don't care how it ends. Now let's talk about Legend of Korra. I have not watched the second season of Legend of Korra, and I don't intend to. Just to be straight up, I really don't intend to. Uh, Maybe at some future point that will change and I will watch it, but as of right now, I don't have any burning desire to watch the second season of Legend of Korra. Uh, Maybe I will watch it, and if when I watch it, if I watch it, when I watch it, um, if the season is actually good, perhaps I'll go back to reviewing it for season three. So I wouldn't tell you to get your hopes up for that though. I mean, I understand I'm sort of getting your hopes up by saying this, but maybe you should take what I'm saying to a certain extent with a grain of salt because, as you know, I pretty much excoriated the show's first season because the first season was just awful. It deserved it. It was just really, really bad. Uh, like I stated almost a year ago, maybe a little bit over a year ago. Show never even addressed the central conflict that it raises, and if a narrative doesn't do that, it's not even a narrative at that point. It's not even really a story at that point. So the first season was so awful that I'm really not expecting the second season to be any good. So unless the second season is good, I'm not even going to think about reviewing season three. And if season three comes on and I'm not reviewing it, then you should just assume that I'm not going to review it. Just put it that way. Also, let's talk about comic books. I know I've mentioned in some streams that I've started reading comic books, uh, and a lot of people were asking me my opinions on comic books, what I thought on comic books, and whether or not I was going to make any comic book related videos. Nope, not making any comic book related videos, not reviewing any comic books. I read comic books strictly for pleasure, and every reviewer will tell you this. Although we like reviewing, there comes a time when we just want to watch something or read something for the pure joy of reading or watching it. We don't want to read or watch something having to always have in the back of our mind thoughts about what we're going to say when we review it in a video. That's kind of distracting, and it gets tiresome to a certain extent. So no, I'm not reviewing any comic books. I'm just reading that for myself, strictly for my own reading pleasure. I don't want that to turn into something that feels like a chore, if you know what I mean. However, if you want some advice on where to start with respect to reading comic books, I can help you with that. But I'm telling you right now, I don't read any DC comics. I only read Marvel. Don't don't really care for DC all that much. Strictly a Marvel guy. So if you need help with that, or ideas about where to start or what comic books to pick up, look in the description box below and I'll get you started on that. So that's it for comic books. Manga. Let's talk about manga. I'm currently planning to review, or at least to continue to review, three series, which is Hunter x Hunter, Naruto, Attack on Titan. Uh, the plan is to keep that consistent. I mean, again, I I make no promises about consistency, but that's the plan as of right now. For me to continue to do those, to do Naruto and Hunter x Hunter weekly, and then Attack on Titan manga reviews monthly. But I warn you right now, don't be surprised if you don't see any reviews. Just to let you know right now. Other manga that I will be reviewing. There's really only two candidates, and neither one of them are shonen. Because as you may have noticed, I've mentioned this enough now. Besides Hunter x Hunter and Naruto, there are no shonen series that I read or watch. Just none. I mean, over the last maybe year or so, I have reread some shonen series that I think are some of the best that the shonen is not really a genre. It's more like a demographic, but that the genre slash demographic has to offer, which would be Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind, Fist of the North Star, and I believe I read something else. Can't remember off the top of my head, but those two in particular that I do remember reading. So yeah, the two candidate mangas are Terraformers, which I haven't read a single chapter of yet, but it sounds interesting, and I know a lot of people were talking about that it's good, so I might pick that up as a monthly seinen series to review. And Kingdom, and let me just talk about Kingdom for a little bit. I read the first volume, and I thought it was trash. So to all you Kingdom fans out there, uh, I'm sorry to tell you this, but the first volume of that manga is not very good. And I actually explained this in the comment section of a video that I can't even remember. There was a huge argument about this that went back and forth between me and Jura Shea and some other members of the the anime community or whatever. But I just thought the first volume was not particularly good. However, people have continued to insist that Kingdom is the real deal, that it's very good, that it gets better, that it's really awesome. And I'm actually not sure how many volumes of Kingdom there are. I know there's over 20. And I only did read the first volume. So at some point in the future, have no idea when, I'll probably give that another shot. Simply because people insist that it's really good. And if it is really good, I don't want to really miss out on it. So at some point, I'll give that another try. And if it really is any good, and if I think I can add it to my schedule, then I will. So those are the only two candidate mangas right now, Terraformers and Kingdom, that I would even consider picking up. Also, Berserk. Berserk comes out so inconsistently and so infrequently that I suppose that when a chapter comes out that I'll probably review it. I say probably, not really sure if I will or not, but I'll say probably review it. But Berserk is a little tricky because so much time passes between chapters coming out that sometimes you forget stuff. Sometimes it messes with just the natural flow that a reviewer has. When something comes out consistently, you sort of have a flow. You can remember stuff easier. You have it happens like clockwork. You can more easily refer back to stuff that happened in last week's chapter or last month's chapter. But with Berserk, it's a little different. It kind of messes with your continuity, your flow as a reviewer. So maybe I'll review it, maybe I won't. But at this point, I'll say I probably will when the chapters come out as frequently as they do. Manga Monthly. This is a segment that I do want to bring back. Um, and Manga Monthly will probably be strictly for seinen manga. Because like I said, I don't really read shonen anymore. So, and the only manga I do read is seinen. So, if or when the Manga Monthly segment comes back, it'll probably be just seinen manga. So whenever I decide to read a new seinen or watch a new seinen, I'll try to make a video about it. And I read and watch so much other stuff besides manga, like comic books and novels and TV shows and all that kind of stuff, that I don't read manga as consistently as I used to in the past. So just whenever I get around to reading manga, if I think it's good enough to warrant a segment on Manga Monthly, then I'll make a video about it. So this new segment, won't be every month. It'll be inconsistent. All right. Underappreciated manga is another segment that I thought about bringing back. But like I said, I read manga, so I won't say infrequently, although it is kind of infrequent now, that I just don't read enough manga to keep the segment going. But I suppose that whenever I read a manga or watch an anime, if it's good enough to make it onto underappreciated manga, that segment, then just like the Manga Monthly, I'll make a video about it. Also, final thing, Game of Thrones. I mentioned Theon Greyjoy in a live stream, I think maybe last week, or maybe it was in Zoro Fanboy stream yesterday. Was that? Or the day before yesterday? In any event, that should tip you off that I've been watching Game of Thrones, and I've finally, after 3 years or 2 years, 2 years, I've finally gotten around to actually watching the series. I hadn't even watched the series. Uh, and I finally got around to watching the series, and yes, I do plan on reviewing season 4 of the Game of Thrones. So, rejoice. Uber Hikari has now ditched The Walking Dead and hopped on to the Game of Thrones. It is now official. And I've been following the progress of the book series for quite a long time, although I haven't read the book series. I knew about the existence of the book series back in like 2008, somewhere around there. Although, like I said, I haven't read the book series. So, you'll be able to get the perspective of someone who's watching the show but hasn't read the books yet. So if you're interested in that, check out my Game of Thrones reviews that will be upcoming for season 4. And I think I've covered all the bases: comic books, manga, TV shows, and that's pretty much it. So just keep in mind that all of this is subject to change, and I make no promises about consistency, but for right now, this is the plan. So this was your boy Uber Hikari, aka the Nerd Nigga. Just brought you another video with no frills, just the analysis. Peace and have a blessed day.